Hey, this is Josh with TriloBITE Studios.
And this is Carl. And today we're talking about something that's actually pretty new, all things considering. It is augmented reality technology in a museum setting. Now, I went to a conference not too long ago. For those of you who don't know, I also have a pretty deep interest in history as well as biology. I went to a conference not too long ago where they were talking about how AR is being utilized in museum settings. For example, let's say you go to the Smithsonian and you have a skeleton of a baboon sitting in front of you. Well, with this new augmented reality technology, you can take out your phone, your smartphone, turn on the camera, point it towards the skeleton, and then all of a sudden you will see a 3D model or an image of a baboon on your phone. So now you're not just looking at a skeleton anymore, you're actually looking at a real creature. So we wanted to talk about this as it pertains to dinosaurs, because that's what we do.
Yep.
So go ahead.
Um, I think the technology and the idea is actually a really good one. However, unless your marketing team or whatever behind, I'm assuming it's an app, right?
I'm sure it's going to be an app, yeah.
Because just opening up a camera probably won't do
Right,
much,
that probably wouldn't do anything.
But the guys that are working on the app, you probably should have your actual paleontologist or someone who understands animal anatomy
Mm-hmm.
to help them make the transition from a
Skeleton.
skeleton to the actual model,
Right.
because I feel that, because a lot of times when you go to a museum you'll watch like a documentary there and it's
Mhm.
very low quality,
Yeah.
especially some of their more CG stuff is like, you can tell it wasn't really put a whole lot of effort into it. So my fear of doing something like that would be, you go to a museum and you scan, say, a T-Rex or a Triceratops, and you just get the Jurassic World or the Jurassic series look of an animal and not the actual animal itself.
Yeah, that was something that we talked about a little bit before we even started recording, because this is some pretty powerful technology. To be fair, back in the day, you could still get the same effect. You would just have to put it on like a sign next to the skeleton, right? You just print off a picture.
Well, back in the early 2000s, do you remember the way the Smithsonian fossil hall looked?
Yeah,
That's actually why they did it that way. Is
right.
they had the 3D painting of the animal in the flesh in behind the actual skeleton
Yeah,
that they had on display, at least in the marine reptile area. Um, but there was a documentary about the fossil hall when it was under uh, construction for the new renovation that's now where it is. Uh, that's why that it was made like that. So because humans, not everyone can take a skeleton and imagine what it would look like. What flesh and sinew and all that
skin.
skin.
But hopefully.
Um, so that's why they had the artist paintings behind the actual skeleton, so you could get a visual representation in your mind of what it would look like as an actual animal. So seeing this app on your phone or however they're going to do it could have a very good educational benefit. But like I
Right.
said, unless they have someone that actually knows what they're doing, I'm you're gonna get most likely either really crappy models that look nothing like the actual animal,
Hmm.
or you're gonna get a Jurassic Park model in, again, that it looks like the animal but not completely like the animal.
Yeah. But you know what I think is cool about this technology is it's a lot easier to change the model on in like an app than it would be in the sign or like on a sign, because with a sign normally you'd have to
You
swap out the whole sign or get a different picture. But in this app, let's say you have a couple of 3D modelists or a couple of 3D artists who work on one design and they have no background in paleontology whatsoever or even animal reconstruction, right? And so they give us a Jurassic Park-esque model with pronated hands, and it looks terrible. Well, then, the Smithsonian director or whoever is in charge of this display can come over and scan the skeleton, see what it looks like, and be like, "Ooh, this is terrible. Let's get them to change it." So then instead of, needing to remake a new sign or have an artist do a completely new drawing, you can just tweak it. Yeah, you can just tweak this 3D model. So I think it is really cool technology if it's utilized properly. The only problem is making sure that it's going to get utilized properly. Because if it's not utilized properly, you're right, it's just going to turn into Jurassic Park or a terrible looking model, or the CG is going to, or the model itself is going to look outdated and like all full of polygons and all kinds of stuff. But what makes it even cooler than just like a mural behind the skeleton, which I thought was really cool, with this technology, you could even have it like move around. You could have it do things. You could show it like
basically give it like almost a video game AI system walking around on your phone,
right?
Kinda
exactly,
like how Pokemon Go has.
Yeah, exactly. You could kind of scan the skeleton. All of a sudden, now the skeleton comes to life, and you can watch the dinosaur walk around the fossil hall, or do something like that. Or you could see it like put its head back to like catch the wind, or it could roar on your phone, or something fun like that.
Well, also it gives people a chance to do photos with it.
Oh yeah, literally like in Pokemon Go, where you can
kind of do like a snap photo
with you and your buddy
in the wild, which would also be kind of fun. But going back to the museum and a learning experience, not only that, but maybe it will because if you go to a museum, the signs they have their facts and stuff, but most signs in the fossil hall were very, very limited on the information, because as people found out as time has kind of moved forward, people don't read the signs.
Yeah.
People don't read signs.
No, people don't read anymore.
So they're taking 5 to 10 seconds per item in the room and moving on, taking maybe a photo if they like it or something to post on Facebook or Instagram.
Right.
But with a interactable AI or AR, sorry, not AI, thing, you may be able to have an option in that allows the museum to put actual information so that people could, actually learn what they're looking at in the history of not only our planet, but also possibly of humanity.
Yeah. And what's even cooler, this is something that we talked about at this conference too. I was actually the one that brought it up. But with AR, especially in a museum setting, you could make something almost like a little scavenger hunt, like around the fossil hall, where you can use your phone, you can walk around, and all of a sudden you can find like a glowing object on your phone, right? And maybe that's like a skeleton of a pteranodon or something, or a pterosaur. So you scan that skeleton. Now it gives you a little Easter egg, and then it gives you a hint to go find the next thing in this scavenger hunt. And then at the end of the scavenger hunt, you can take your filled out scavenger hunt card to the gift shop, and you get like a free pin or something like that. Like a little egg, literally a little egg, because you found all the Easter eggs. Get it?
Yeah,
it's like a video game.
Actually, I think Disney did something like that for their Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, and
I remember.
What's cool too?
You go around like Adventure Island solving the thing, and then you get like a free pass for a ride or something.
Yeah, Nintendo also did something like that as well in Nintendo World, whatever theme park they just opened up. They use AR in their theme park. You can go around and you find all these Easter eggs, and then you get like a special thing on your app or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I think this is an exciting time to work in a museum setting, especially around animals as interesting and as beautiful as dinosaurs, because now you can really present an image to the public, because whereas before they might look at the sign and look at the picture and then look at the skeleton and then move on and say, okay, yeah, but the picture in their mind is still the Jurassic World one. Well, but now if you've got that AR experience and you see that new model moving around and doing things, it's going to plant at least somewhat of a different image in your head.
Well, the one thing that I I see with this booming new technology is not only the learning aspect, as you were saying, but also back back then, the information was changing far more rapidly
Yeah.
than the museums could keep up with. You know, they're the guys that are going out finding the dinosaurs, the paleontologists that were in the labs putting these fossils together, doing the research. They're finding out information uh, and was putting it out there a lot faster than not only the media but also the museums could adapt.
Yeah.
So that's why, in my opinion, why we have this kind of a
Disconnect.
setback with a lot of the animal medias that you see um, when concerning dinosaurs. You still have that 90s, early 2000s stuff, and even later to with models of animals that our parents grew up with,
Right.
the upright dragging tails. So with a system that allows not only the museum but also the paleontologists or the zoologists or whatever whoever is using this technology, they can go in and say almost minute by minute and going, this is the animal as current as it is right now.
Right. With this technology, your displays never get outdated, because
At least you hope.
well, as soon as they get outdated, you just update it, right? You just go to your 3D model, your 3D artist, and you say, okay, here's the new one. Go ahead and change it, and then you get an update to your app, and all of a sudden it's changed, and it's maybe a week after that new information comes out. You don't have to wait to get a picture printed off, to put it on a sign, to move the sign, to put the new sign in, to create the new display, and then oops, it's been 2 months and now everything's outdated again. This is instantaneous, it's fast, and it's cost effective, because really the only people you're paying are the 3D artists and people to type out the information like in the app.
I mean, to be honest, most of it would probably be a copy and paste from a wiki page.
Yeah, that's that too. Yeah.
Or the museum's online info page.
Yeah, you update the info page and then just paste that information into your app.
But yeah, did you know that was actually one of the main concerns of the Smithsonian's fossil hall?
No.
They had 3 stegosaurs back in the early 2000s. You might remember.
Yeah.
The paper mache one, the one that was looking like a actual dig site, and like the large, I think it was a subadult over in the corner. Yeah, each sign had different information, contradicting information about the animal. So
that's funny.
Given the fact that the AR system could easily negate all that, would probably be a big help.
A blessing.
Yeah, because museums, fossil halls, or at least a fossil hall, changes so slowly
Every
over
museum
time.
does, yeah.
And so, unlike the Hall of Mammals, where, I mean, let's be honest, nothing's really changed in zoology for years since then, except maybe 1 or 2 minor revisions. But with paleontology, we're literally learning new stuff every single day.
Yeah.
So being able to keep up with that would not only benefit the museum, but also the learning experience of the guest if they actually take the time to sit down
and read it.
Or,
well, not read it, but if they just
actually use the app.
Yeah, if they use the app, if they have a chance to use the app.
And even schools visiting could benefit from it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It makes it so much more appealing for children, especially children whose attention spans are, that's it.
I know too many adults are like that.
Yeah, it's
still.
literally a snap.
But no, going back to your thing with children, the kids today are a lot more tech savvy than we ever will be.
That's true.
So an app that not only takes them to basically a new world, like a video game, but teaches them about the history of life on this planet and the actual history of humanity
Mm-hmm.
would probably be more beneficial for us as a species than anything.
I agree.
Because, and I'm sorry to go on this little tyrant, but if you do not know your history or the world around you, it's so easy to get lost in, the day-to-day bustle of just trying to pay your bills and all this other stuff. So, in that, if you look at human history, it seems like that is a major, I guess, pebble that causes the fall of civilizations.
Yeah.
Is people not remembering their history properly, or not learning too late that where humanity actually fits in the cycle of life on this planet.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, no, that was a good tirade. Just to add on to that a little bit, you're absolutely right. Because and this is going to sound really sappy, but the future is the next generation, right? And
yeah,
without instilling some sort of respect in them for where we have come from, literally, we were talking about this in one of our previous casts, crawling out of the trees right under the noses of some of the most efficient predators to ever walk the earth.
And some of the most amazing fauna that ever shared the planet with us.
Exactly. If you forget about that and you forget about how incredible the human story has been and the story of this planet has been, you're gonna get lost. You're gonna lose your way.
I mean, it's easy to point to all the disasters of this planet and humanity as a species, but a lot of people forget about everything, all the accomplishments and beauty that was in between those dark days.
Yeah.
So if a museum could use a small app to remind humanity of not only its mistakes, but also the bright side of living on this planet, then maybe,
maybe there's some hope.
Maybe a kid somewhere using it may actually go out and change the world.
Yeah, maybe there's some hope. I think that's a great place to end it. We talked about the AR. We gave our little inspirational speeches,
which was not planned at all.
No, but it was good.
No, I'm just saying it wasn't planned.
And I think that'll wrap it up for me. Are you good with that?
Yeah, I think so. So this is Josh.
And this is Carl.
Signing off. Bye.